Good afternoon, everybody, or morning, and it is Meteorologist H12 Forecast, guys, and welcome back to the video. So this is going to be another update on the significant flooding and heavy rains in the southeast and even southern Ohio Valley, guys. This is going to bring in just a ton of rain for the next couple of days. It's going to bring like a downpour. It's just going to bring just a ton of rain for the Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, and even much of the southeast. It's going to be incredibly heavy rain, and it's going to last a long time. We can see a ton of rain, up to 6 inches of rain. So that is a big deal for once rainstorm. It's just gonna hang in here and just gonna even bring a ton of flash flooding as well. We can see overflows of the Chattahoochee River, Mississippi River, and even Ohio River, guys. It's gonna be very widespread, and millions are already under flash flood watches and flood watches. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, guys. It really means a lot when you guys support my channel. I do daily weather forecasts on all weather or all around you. So be sure to subscribe. It really means a lot. Also, be sure to share the channel to any friends or family that you think are going to be in the way of the system, or that you think just love daily weather forecast channels like me. And let's try to get to 2,000, guys. We are 29 away, and I know we can get there by January 15th with all the support from you guys. But without further ado, let's get in this video. So first thing we're going to be looking at is the National Weather Service. Again, we're going to be focusing on this right here. Again, this is what we're going to be talking about right here. Again, we're going to have millions to be added in the flash flood watches. If I have to, I have an update later this evening, and then I want to post on a snowstorm later this afternoon, maybe like 2 o'clock, maybe even 3:30. And then if I have to, I'll have a video out on this. But again, we have millions under flash flood watches and even flood watches as well. So that's going to be much for the Tennessee Valley all the way into the south central and areas into Louisiana. Again, we're going to be seeing even scattered areas where we have flood warnings out here into now areas into western Alabama, far northern Alabama, and even a couple flood advisories near Jackson, Mississippi. But again, we have millions. We have Tennessee, northwestern Georgia, north central Alabama, much of Mississippi, and even far eastern Louisiana. Again, this is going to bring a ton of rain in these areas, and then later on it'll become a lot more widespread over here. And then we'll have millions to be added out here into the flood watches. Let's just see if we can quickly see the radar really quick. See if we can look at the radar. Again, as you can tell, we're going to be seeing incredibly heavy rain out here currently in the next within the next couple minutes out here near Montgomery and Birmingham. Are going to be seeing incredibly heavy rain. I'm just getting out here in the outskirts. And then we have another band right here moving into Springfield, Tennessee. That was just moving out of Memphis. It's going to start moving closer to Knoxville. In Knoxville, you guys are going to start seeing a heavier rain. South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, you guys are going to start getting a pickup. And it actually is going to start picking up as well with Tupelo. Tupelo has a second band to come, which is right here. They just got over with one right now, but they're going to get a second strong band again. We're going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms out here into the southern part of Mississippi. Montgomery will be getting some outskirts of the heaviest band, and then Birmingham we seeing up to the worst of this weather right here, and then Huntsville will also be included into this heavier band to come right there. And then by later today, we're going to be seeing this weather getting a lot worse for Georgia and the Carolinas. But yeah, it's just a mess out here. And again, many people are just focusing on the snow part of the snowstorm or the snow precipitation about this. But again, it's just going to be a lot worse with the rain right now. Again, as we get later into I believe this is later into tomorrow, really early tomorrow, we're going to be seeing this incredibly heavy bands out here into northern Alabama, central Mississippi, and even have another band right here into south central Louisiana. Again, it's going to cause a lot of flooding threats. Going to have incredibly heavy rain now getting into southern Kentucky, Nashville. You can start getting that rain to pick up near Raleigh, Charlotte, even Columbia, and then gonna start getting getting very widespread into all the way Cincinnati, Evansville. Just gonna be very, very widespread. But we're gonna have the worst of it by far over here and over here. That's where we're gonna be seeing the heaviest weather within today and tomorrow. As we now get into later tomorrow, it's going to come just a lot more widespread again and start bringing some very heavy rain out here into the northeast. But we're not really going to be focusing on that part of the rain because it's not going to be as bad there. It's just going to be kind of light. Again, but we'll continue to see very heavy rain by Friday. Again, I'm going to start getting very, kind of the worst of it by later tomorrow, or very, very late tomorrow against Arizona Gatlinburg. Going to start getting included in the very heavy rains. Going to start seeing those heavier rains arriving now into southern Alabama, including Mobile, all the way to Pensacola, Florida. And it will start to leave Arkansas. It will kind of calm down a little bit for central Tennessee, but not necessarily near Gulfport. Going to start getting that very heavy rain near Pittsburgh, Erie, Cleveland, all the way to Cincinnati. She's going to be getting some very heavy rain all the way up into the Ohio Valley. And then by later into Saturday, we're going to continue to see this rain in my area and continue to see this heavy rain in the southeast. So this is around 3 days. By the end of Saturday, it's going to be 3 days of just pure rain, which is going to cause a lot of threats, flooding issues. I have a ton of creeks in the woods. They are definitely going to overflow. Going to just have a ton of snow right here in the areas, and near Raleigh all the way to Dover, and then it's just going to get just very heavy. And then by Sunday, it should be over, and then we'll just have snow to take over. Now we're going to be looking at the NAM model here for the GF, or for the European again. Within the next 4 hours, again, we're going to be seeing, oh, that is not going to work. That's highlighter. We're going to be seeing oh my gosh, that did not work either. Let me try the black, see if that's better. We're going to be seeing a ton of rain out here in the central part of Alabama. Again, areas near Birmingham are just going to get the worst of it right here. It's just going to be really, really bad right there near Birmingham. I'm going to start seeing these bands like we saw in the National Weather Service. These bands won't be as bad in south central Mississippi, but again, they are going to bring in some 5 to 10 minute really heavy showers. Going to start seeing again this heavy rain out here near South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and also Chattanooga and the southern border right here. And then we'll see this very heavy rain near Nashville. We're going to start, again, it was coming from Memphis, so Memphis was seeing a lot of flooding threats earlier today, but again, now it's moving to the east, but we'll have a second band to come for Memphis. Going to continue to see this rain. You're going to have some severe weather out here near southern Louisiana by later today. Going to start seeing some very heavy rain as well for southern Arkansas, even northern Louisiana. Going to start seeing these showers just hanging out here, as it is going to move now to the north, so that it's good. It is like a little break for these areas, but that break won't last long. Going to get seeing very heavy rain near Birmingham, areas near Lake City, Lanier that are just like 10 miles away from here. You're going to see a ton of flooding threats. And then within the next 24 hours, like I said, we're going to see a very short break, and here comes the rain again. Not going to be as bad on tomorrow. Again, I won't really see showers arrive tomorrow till really around maybe 1 or 2. So I will have a little bit of break, but we're seeing some showers coming in here near Alabama, Mississippi, northern Georgia, and then it will bring in some showers really late tomorrow. Again, it's going to be like super late tomorrow, but again, a couple radars do show a couple showers coming into the early morning hours, and then by later, when I'm planning on going with my friend, it should be in the clear. So again, it will bring in a little bit of break in between these little bands, but necessarily, if you really think about it, it won't really be more than 24 hours. So you're just gonna that rain was that grass is still gonna be wet, the soil is still gonna be wet, so it's not really gonna do anything. So here you have the low pressure system right here off the border of Louisiana and Texas, and that again is going to bring in some very heavy rain as well later today within the next 6 hours for Houston and Corpus Christi, and all the way into the border near Shreveport. And then also going to be seeing some very heavy rain as well, some significant flooding threats off the eastern border of Arkansas. And then of course we're going to be seeing the worst of it right here near Montgomery areas into central and also eastern Mississippi. You're going to start just seeing incredibly heavy rain. Like I said, I'm going to just start getting this rain within the next I'm just starting to get in the outskirts right now. It's been pretty light. It rained a good bit earlier, but again, not as bad. And again, we're going to be seeing some very heavy rain as well into southern Tennessee. And as we get in the next 18 hours, again, it's going to bring a bit lighter showers for my area. Again, I will have a little bit of break maybe for tomorrow, but it's going to bring in some very heavy rain throughout areas near Tennessee, northern Alabama, Mississippi. It's just going to bring a ton of rain in these areas, especially out here into the counties away from Tennessee, from Nashville. And then again, we're going to be seeing the incredibly heavy rain as well out here into the Ohio Valley. Going to bring a ton of rain for Cleveland, a ton of rain throughout Charleston, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio, and even especially Evansville, Indiana. Right here, going to be seeing a ton of rain. Again, it's going to be a super duper widespread system. It's not just the southeast. And then within the next 30 hours, we're going to continue to see this rain by later tomorrow. We're going to continue to see it getting down to central Georgia, southern Georgia. Even going to have a second band right here that's going to continue to affect the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley by later again tomorrow. And then by Saturday, it's going to rain again. I think tomorrow for the southeast, like Georgia, Alabama, Carolina, I think tomorrow is the best chance for maybe having the chance to go outside for a couple hours before it starts raining by later tomorrow in the evening. And then by Saturday, then you lose that chance. So basically, tomorrow's the window to kind of go out for a couple hours. But you're going to have that very heavy rain out here into Tennessee, very heavy rain out here into Alabama, Georgia, and the Carolinas. And then another one that's going to bring in incredibly heavy rain for Virginia Beach and even Raleigh. And then by later Saturday, we can have snow moving just a couple miles north of me. So that could do a little bit. That'll be very interesting. Again, this is very unpredictable. It's been just moving in and out. So again, if like I'm close to this, but I'm not really gonna get hyped up because again, it's been really on and off for this little area. It's like sometimes it was over here, and then it was over here, and then it didn't even go past Kentucky, and now it is. So I really, again, I want to post on this later today. So just wait, guys. So now we're going to be looking at the NAM 3KM model here for the GFS really quickly before we look at the precipitation totals. Again, as we get in the next 5 hours, we're going to be seeing incredibly heavy rain. Look at this heavy rain. It's going to go all the way over here. Now, that is going to be incredibly heavy. Again, that's Montgomery and Birmingham. Or sorry, more like Birmingham. It's going to see incredibly heavy rain. As we get in the next 5 hours, I want to start really getting that really heavy rain. And then by the next 10 hours, so this is really around 9 o'clock, we're going to see very heavy rain near Helen, Georgia, Dahlonega, Georgia, Blue Ridge, Georgia, and then a very heavy rain near South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Chattanooga, and then also Huntsville is going to get very heavy rain. And this is going to really move north as we keep on talking. It's just going to continue to move north into Kentucky, areas near the southern Ohio Valley, and even all the way to the Ozarks going to be getting affected. And then again, as we now get into the next 14 hours, this is going to be really early tomorrow. And I apologize, guys, for my morning voice. Again, we're going to be seeing very, very heavy rain near northern Alabama and southern Tennessee, and then even have some more severe weather tomorrow. So severe weather-wise, we can be seeing a lot more severe weather than today. But again, it's going to really not going to bring as much flooding because it is going to arrive a lot later. It's going to be a lot smaller bands. And then within the next 20 hours, so this is again really early tomorrow, I'm going to be really be open. And then within the next 25 hours, it's going to really just bring some light showers out here in the Ohio Valley and then the Gulf Coast. And then not looking like it's going to be too shabby. Flooding wise tomorrow, I mean, of course, it's going to add on a couple precipitation, but not super bad. But of course, severe weather looks like it will be maybe worse than today, of course. And now we'll be looking at precipitation for the European model, and it shows up to 9 inches, but that's all the way over here. But it looks like we're going to be seeing areas near Baton Rouge. Looks like they will get up to 5 inches of rain. New Orleans up to 1 inch or 2. It looks like areas out here near Jackson, Mississippi can get up to 4.5 inches to 5 inches of rain. The surprising numbers actually near Huntsville up to 6 inches and a half. That's crazy amount of numbers. Huntsville, on the other hand, Birmingham up to 3.5 inches, and then Montgomery up to 2 to 2.5 inches of rain, and then near Tupelo as well is gonna get a ton of rain up to 3.5 inches. Memphis, I already saw, isn't gonna see. They're gonna see a ton of more bands to come, but not as heavy. Only around 2 inches left for really Memphis. It's like Nashville up to 3 to 3.5 inches of rain. Looks like much all the way to Pennsylvania and New Jersey. We'll see up to 2 inches of rain. And then we're going to have that little band all the way from near Augusta, Georgia, around 3 inches. Areas near Greenville only around 2 inches, and then Raleigh can be seeing up to 3 inches, so maybe 3.5 inches, and then in my area we'll be seeing around 2.5 inches, which is not too bad, but again, it's still going to cause some flooding threats. And now we're going to be looking at the GFS, and it is showing again actually a lot less rain again for areas near Huntsville. It is showing around really kind of 4 to 4.5 inches of rain. Birmingham showing around 2 to 2.5 inches of rain, and then Montgomery only less than an inch. Jackson, Mississippi shows around. Jackson, Mississippi shows around kind of an inch and 0.75, so an inch and 3/4. And then it looks like areas near Tupelo we're seeing around 3 inches of rain. And then it looks like we're not going to be seeing as much rain out here in the Carolinas or here in the Ohio Valley. So much of the Ohio Valley is just going to see less than 2 inches, which is not too shabby. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.